Well, hello, it's June 6, 2023. It's a SIG Node weekly meeting. Welcome, everybody. We have kept planning on agenda. Brunel, do you want to drive or you want me to drive?
You mind sharing? I can help drive.
Okay, I can share. You should see my screen now.
Yes, we can. Thank you. All right, we can get started. So first on the list here is sidecar containers. I know there is a PR open, Sergey. I have to review it, but I think this is on track for 128. So any more comments you want to add, Sergey?
Yeah, for 128, we also need to merge this update, like bump version.
Okay, so Don, could you add an approve there? I don't have an approve on that one, so.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So the next one is node memory swap support. Sergey, I think you're going to be the approver on that one based on recent discussions.
Yeah, there is small discussion going on, but I think it's on track.
Okay. All right. So let's put a yes on that one. Okay. Okay. So the next one, I need a review. I need to review it. I think we should address it in 128, given the issues. So let's put a yes. Yep.
Yeah, one problem is we also need a PR to bump the version in cap YAML. So from Protoss perspective, but there's also PR for actual.
Okay. All right. So the next one is pod conditions. Deep, are you on the call? Let's see if there's any update here.
Yeah, there are 2 active PRs, but cap YAML bump also needs to happen. They are both open.
Okay. All right.
So
we keep this one on.
Yeah, on track.
So app armor, I think Don, were you able to connect with someone?
I don't think we have people, unfortunately.
Okay, no worries. We can defer it. Yeah.
Yeah, Tim or Claire can original, but he is taking long leave right now. Yeah.
Okay. Next one is Francesco and Swati, pod resources endpoint GA. It says almost done.
This is actually done.
Okay.
Exactly. I just talking with the release team that they don't somehow got up. It's done, but I'm on it. It's code-wise and implementation-wise is done.
Okay.
So issue is closed. Is it supposed to be closed? I think there is another issue for actual cap, right?
There is the only thing which is missing is the documentation to acknowledge it is GA, which is fixing the table. So I will, yeah. Why was that? I don't know. Okay, yeah, reopen is the right thing. Thank you.
Okay, excellent. So the next one is memory QoS. Try for a beta. Any updates, Dikshita and David?
No updates yet, but it's a work in progress where I'm trying to think how to add the E2E tests.
Okay, so I know there's one person from Red Hat, Andrew Collins. We can CC him, so he may be interested in helping out with testing this. He's involved in performance and scale testing, so I think that'll be good to have.
Sure. Could you please share the name?
Yeah, I'll share it with you, or I'll add his name to the.
Okay.
Yeah.
This needs to go to beta, right? Stage.
Yeah.
And I understand it's on track.
Next one is Kubelet plugin manager refactor. Sergey, probably you are the one who is closest to where this is.
Yeah, I don't remember any updates on this.
All right. Let's move to the next one.
I will ping Marlon, maybe.
Yeah. So limit on parallel image pull. Ruben, are you on the call?
Yes. So I think, I got the PRR approved already. So I'm going to add some more tests and graduate this one to beta.
Excellent. Thanks.
So yeah, we need approval on this one.
I think next one is a repeat. We already got that up there. So we can remove this one. So the support user namespace, we got Sasha Granat Red Hat. He did a KEP update. It needs review. I think Rodrigo is gonna be back soon. So I think this is on track. Giuseppe is gonna work. There's a KEP update.
Yeah, so I updated stage based on this PR.
So it should not be beta. This should all be alpha. Okay. Yeah.
Should be alpha.
Yeah. Should all be alpha.
Okay. Okay. So just change in security policies.
So no, two things. So there's the security policy changes, and there is also the volume support, right? Which is the big one.
So volume support is out of scope because this is the KEP called in stateless pods. And we can change it back to.
Okay, yeah, we can chat more in the KEP update. But I think we had a discussion where we said we could fold it back in. We can figure out whether we need a separate KEP or it can be the same one.
So my biggest worry is there is a cap, and I think the proposal was here to beta graduation. So yeah, it's changed now. So proposal was to support volumes in GA and go to beta without like stateful pods. But I think if you want to support stateless pod, it needs to go through all the stages as well. It shouldn't go directly to GA.
Yeah, it shouldn't. And I think like I need to check. I need to talk with Sasha on this one. So you're definitely not going to beta for the security stuff.
Keep it in alpha.
Yeah.
Okay. Kiosk.
QoS classes needs review. Sorry, I'll try to review at end of the week. And I think we also need a wider review from Tim on this one. So I can review from the node perspective.
There is actually quite a lot of reviewers in the KEP itself.
Okay.
Yeah, looking at the reviewer approval direction at this one. But yeah, you're correct that we need Tim here as well.
Yeah,
but
yeah. I can cover the node part, but the wider architecture.
Yeah. Thanks.
I just looked through this one. This looks straightforward. I need some merge.
So this goes to alpha, right?
Yeah.
Mark it as alpha.
Yeah.
So it's already marked as yes.
Okay.
Okay. Well, this is warning no condition.
So I think, David, you can correct me, but we'll probably try to get a KEP, right? Yeah, David is not on the call. You need to sync with him.
No,
So
I'm here.
okay, David,
yes,
go ahead. Yeah. So for the PSI, we'll target a KEP during 128, right? Or do you think we can make more progress?
I think we're targeting a KEP to the current plan. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
So you will create a new issue, right?
Yeah, there will be a new issue.
Yeah.
I will mark it as yes. I think it's mostly just support some metrics, right? Or
Yeah,
warning-
it's big.
The next one looks new to me.
Okay, so it's a life cycle related. Another one of
I think this needs review. Not sure who wants to take it.
I think one meeting we did discuss this. We did agree on the high level. Yeah.
Okay.
I think the Clayton also mentioned once a pod life cycle. This is one of those items. Yeah.
I can be a reviewer for it if it's okay.
Okay.
Life cycle related.
Thanks, David. I can
Thanks.
prove.
review, David. David, can you mark yourself on the issue itself?
Yeah, sure. Will do.
Thank you. So drop in
Next one, Jerry, you want to give an update on where this one is? This is waiting for reviews, right?
Yeah, just helping Peter with this as he sort of guides me through the process. It's been some good discussion already, but I guess we're looking for more like high level approval on whether this is good or not.
Okay.
Does that sound right, Peter? If you're here.
Yep. Just mostly looking for reviews.
action. We marked as yes for tracked.
Yes, I believe it's in the milestone.
All right. So next one is Peter and Marcus. We discussed this last week and said the scope is to be just for this thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, looks like we're in a similar position. It's tracked, just need reviews.
So we adding Windows to this, right?
Yeah, I think there's a PR open. Let me link it to the issue.
This will probably stay alpha, right? And add more tests and Windows support. Maybe.
Yeah, it would be great if somebody can send a cap YAML update to add Windows.
I can update the cap that YAML. It's okay.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Okay. I really want this to happen.
We may need a new owner, I think. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome.
But there is nothing happened.
All right, let's ping again and see. I think we'll also need a dedicated reviewer on this one because the PR did a big rework of how things work.
We'll put it as a question. Oh, where is it? There's this one.
Yeah.
Question. In another confirmation. Okay. Sub-seconds probes. I don't think it's moving. I think Yeah, I think there is no movement here.
I can jump on it if you guys think it has a possibility. The code's ready. I missed your comment back in May. It's your call if we're over committed on 128.
We maybe, but Mike, if you want to try, and then we can
Okay,
back off. If we feel we are overwhelmed, we can back off. Up to you.
Sure, I can update and rebase. No problem.
I think we missed the one last week about the image pools that we said we wanted to do in 128 LXC. So the next one, the one after that.
Okay, this one?
Yep.
Sure. So I think this is on track-ish.
It is. I presented it last week, and I updated also after Mike's comments that we probably don't need a percentage-based reporting, so I removed that from the suggested API. So waiting for reviews.
Wait, we're talking about image pooling, right?
Yes.
Can we discuss advisory first and then go to image pooling?
Yeah.
That's did I mess up the link? Can you open it?
No. I think we went. I went out of order. Sorry, Alexei. So. Yeah, okay. So maybe we've just finished the image pooling, come back to
CRI. Let's do image pooling first.
Yeah.
Alexei?
Yes, this is waiting for comments. Mike Brown suggested that we get rid of the percentage-based reporting, so I removed that in the CAP PR.
Excellent. Reviewing.
Can you put it out of draft so we can? I mean, it will be easier for people to.
Yeah, but this is the actual implementation, so it's in the draft state. It's not the CAP PR.
Yeah, the CAP is not in draft. Yep.
Okay. Here. Okay. Do we have reviewer and approvers? Anybody?
I think
Mike Brown is gonna be. I can do the approve, but Mike, I'll be leaning on you.
Okay. Sure. Yep. Thank you.
Thanks.
Raven, do you want to be a reviewer here?
Yep. I can review it as well. Thanks.
Awesome. Thanks, Raven.
Okay, going back to metrics. I think there is a PR opened. So Windows implementation is coming along, and we have a CAP PR as well somewhere. Yeah, I think one discussion here, and I posted on SIG architecture here, is if you do CRI metrics, if they go in beta, is it right timing to have CI advisor endpoint be marked as deprecated? So it's kind of, it may not be as a good user experience if something is deprecated when there is no GA replacement yet. Rather than that, I think it's good to go. And I need to mark it as beta, by the way.
Yeah, I'm open either way. My thought on marking it as deprecated is like deprecation doesn't necessarily mean removal. Like it'll still be working as expected, but it'll give users warning that like we're beginning the process of like removing it. So like one day it will be removed. And I think tying a deprecation to like post beta will like possibly not give them enough time or like enough warning that we're going through with that. But I am personally open. I'm fine dropping that clause if that's a blocker for you. But my thought is, you know, marking it as deprecation, we're not committing to a timeline, and we're not dropping support until the and then the dropping of support and the marking of GA could happen atomically.
Or maybe there's alternative way. So we mark its deprecation now, give them early warning, and then we just clearly state after this feature promoted to GA, there's the 1 year, then remove. Maybe that are easier, so people can take action. So it's because right now we
so kind of a
GA, right? So just after GA, there's the 1 year to support it. So that's kind of we pre-announced, but at the same time, we don't make people nervous too much because we haven't, this feature haven't GA yet, right? So.
Cool. So like a combination approach where we mark it as deprecated now, but wait until after GA to actually remove it.
Yeah, 1 year after GA.
A timer, yeah.
That works with me.
Okay. This is, so I don't remember who was approver here, but I believe there was an approver already. Is it Derek?
Yeah, I think it was Derek before.
Okay, let's try this without. So I marked as yes. Ensure pooled secrets. I think Paco started working on that.
I'm not sure if he's online, but yeah, he's got the code for persisting, and the cap is updated now as well.
Okay, Mike, did we close the concerns that Auth had last time we started working on this? Okay, awesome.
Yeah, basically it was ready, but you all wanted to persist, and Paco has added the persistent storage.
Okay.
So just need to merge the cap and move
I
on to.
we had discussions about garbage collection as well, like whether it will be in kubelet side or containerd or like runtime side. Anyway, I need to read what's the cap.
Yeah, we can talk about the garbage collection. Basically, kubelet manages the GC already for the images, and the only thing that needs to happen on the container runtime side is to delete snapshots, things like that, when the containers and pods are removed. We don't do any garbage collection of these images in the container runtime itself, at least not in containerd, unless it's manual. Okay. So in other words, there's an image reference, and then there is a separate, cache for the snapshots for the containers themselves.
Yeah, I remember trouble was when kubelet deletes one image without secret, and image with secret is also deleted somehow. So there is like some double counting that needs to happen, or like ref counting.
Yeah, we put a date on it, the scheduled collection. If that's not sufficient, then we could go to a ref counter.
Okay. Next one.
This one I'm not convinced yet. I'm not convinced we need this feature. We plan to support this feature because I believe we discussed at the SIG Node. There's a bunch of questions at the high level. Do we need to support this one? Because we do have consent. I haven't seen the cap yet, so I also not really convinced by the use cases. I mean, they still have use cases, but they also have the associated with use cases. There are many of the risks. So I haven't heard any reply about how we are going to manage those risks. How we are going to handle those things. Yeah.
Well, I will put your name here as an approver, so you can be on the watch here.
So there's earlier have the one feature called the drop-in Kubernetes configuration directory, right? So if people could just say, oh, I can dynamic in that one, Kubernetes can pick up reserve, like the system reserve and the kube reserve and the change of the allocatable resource. I think that's the good start point. Then we can think about, okay, even the whole dynamic node memory resizing. Because today is basically request of the node object, right? So that one actually, that one, if we could dynamic those one, because that one also require about if we support that one, and that one also required of all those kind of the change in the scheduling. So that one properly support. I think this one can naturally be supported, right?
Yeah, I think makes sense. I think we do that in cryo. Peter and Jerry, were you also thinking of any dynamic change pickup there, or was it just static for now?
No, the intention is currently for static.
Okay, but it can be extended, right?
Yeah, I think API discussion on dynamic node resize will be interesting discussion. Who register when and why? Okay, I would say no for now because I don't think we will be able to.
It's not ready or yeah.
Pre-stop hook sleep action. Yeah, this one is interesting. Proposal is have pre-stop hook to support like sleep as a built-in action. I'm reviewing it. Anybody interested to be a approver? I think Tim is reviewing it as well, so maybe he can approve on behalf of SIG Node.
He cannot approve SIG Node. He can approve API. So
Okay.
let's find someone from SIG Node approver.
I can do it, but I think I may be overbooked, Sergey. So I'll just rely on you and say, okay, Sergey, mark it.
Yeah, you can have me as reviewer there too. I was also looking at that one.
I think this is done, right, Francesca?
No, not in the sense that. Okay, so let me start from the beginning. Yes, I want to work on that. I still need an approver, and there is some work to be done.
Kevin could be the approver on this one.
I
maybe?
pinged him. I didn't manage. I missed. If he answered, I missed that. So I need to check again.
Yeah, if he didn't, you can put me as the catch for you.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, Kevin, I think Kevin can approve this one. Yeah. But if he's not available, I can help you.
Thank you.
Okay. Let me check. It's in 128. Okay. Does anybody know the status here? Oh, I remember somebody mentioned in Slack that Piotr will be working on that.
Yeah, I will reach him. Before the end of the week, I will make progress on it and reach him to touch base.
I will say it as yes. Please ping the Piotr.
Absolutely, yes, thank you.
Are we beyond capacity now?
Are
now
we-
we should.
So
now I think we should just say if someone thinks we missed something, now is the time, or we'll just stop.
I think we have way more of caps already marked as a for this milestone. So maybe we need to start removing them from milestone.
Maybe I think, Sergey, we can think end of the week and what still makes sense.
Okay. Yeah, let's go back to the meeting agenda then. Yeah, Peter and Sohan, maybe.
Sure, I can take this one. So this proposal is mostly about changing the kubelet's behavior of maintaining its own sandbox image. So if you see, like we have added support for pinning images in kubelet. So and in CRI, we already have the implementation, at least on the cryo side, where you can pin the sandbox image. So we were thinking it would be easier to drop that support upstream, mostly on the kubelet side, and let the underlying CRI implementation handles pinning the sandbox image. So this proposal is mostly about that. And yeah. So we'll be tracking like how we are going to deprecate that functionality, and probably with alpha we can start with the warning, and with beta we can remove the functionality where we are actually using the sandbox image and so on and so forth.
This is a cleanup of what we had from Docker shim days, or the pause image and the kubelet configuration. Is that what we are proposing to remove?
Yeah, Peter, you want to add something here?
My understanding
Yeah,
is
yeah,
one
that's
command line argument left, and some code that is doing nothing except preventing garbage collection.
So yeah, I think that probably can just be removed as a cleanup. I'm not sure we need a kep, as Sergey said, right? It should not even be used anymore.
It's still used for containerd because in containerd we only support
okay.
images. I think PR was merged like maybe a week ago or something. Mike, you were reviewing this PR. So I would suggest we just mark this.
It should be ready. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, mark this command line argument as deprecated and deleted in a couple of releases.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Thank you. Next one, also the same people.
Yeah, I can take this one. So this is we haven't talked about this one yet, but basically, currently Cryo has some special behavior to clean up images between upgrades, because in situations where there are automated upgrades, there are stale images that are left over, and even though the kubelet garbage collection, the current scheme will kick in, once the disk hits 85% or whatever they set it to. That isn't necessarily that. It's like sometimes it could feel kind of weird to have all the images laying around and populating the node. So so in some installations we have a special scheme in Cryo where we on an upgrade we'll remove the stale images, but we want to. I wanted to see what the appetite in upstream was for putting this behavior into the kubelet instead of into the CRI, and because it's currently the owner of the garbage collection. If there isn't any interest in that, then we can continue doing it in Cryo. That's fine. But I wanted to see, I'm not really thinking that it's time. It seems like we have a lot going on in 128, so I don't think that at this point, I'm not pushing it for it really hard in 128, but just long term, wanted to see what people's thoughts on this was.
I'm really interested to know more about that functionality you implement in the Cryo, because today's Kubernetes image garbage collection, honestly, we just the first step for the 1.0 Kubernetes, we threw something there, not really well thought. I want to enhance that garbage collector. For many times we just never prioritize. So I'm looking forward to see.
Yeah, I think to give a summary, Don, when we move, say, from 126 to 127, we know that all our images are changing, right?
Yeah.
So this is the optimization. Why waste space? We remove all the old images because all of them are going to be repulled. So that's what we have in Cryo.
Sure.
Yeah. So it's like an aggressive GC, since we know nothing is going to be used.
I think what my kind of ideal is long term though is a more periodic, my idea is having a least recently used cache that we save, what containers are being used, and then every, I don't know what period of time that we want to run it on, but every week, every 2 weeks or something, Kubelet goes through and cleans up any containers that haven't been used, or any images that haven't been used in a container for that amount of time. So that's another idea that I've kind of been mulling over, which is less of a heavy hammer than just like remove everything on the upgrade, and would require the kubelet to keep less state between reboots, but it would require it to keep state, while it's running, in case it's a really long running kubelet. So that was one idea that I had, but imagining a world in which we had different garbage collection schemes and like supporting that, I think, it sounds like there has been an appetite for that. So Don, it sounds like then you are interested in this. So, we can start imagining what that could look like and maybe aim for a 129 at this point, unless people are really excited about it. I think implementation side, we may have capacity to push that forward, but if there's not enough bandwidth reviewer wise for 128, then I'm fine to push it off as well.
Yeah, this is definitely not urgent, but otherwise we already solved this problem, right? So because our current garbage collection definitely is not sophisticated at all. We understand. We talked about this before, but we deprioritize. So we don't need to rush. And but I do think about it. I also not tight with those garbage collected based on the upgrade. I totally agree with you. And we should solve this. It is for long term, right? So like based on whatever policy. Currently, we don't have those clear policy defined. So a lot of time that might be for the performance for customer, like the startup is sometimes is a little bit difficult to predict. And also sometimes we prevent or remove some of the image too earlier and hurt their performance. So there's all kind of problem. We aware of those problems. We just couldn't fix it. But on the other hand, to solve some like the startup issue. So a lot of vendor maybe preloaded some image to solve this problem. I also concern like the garbage collector maybe make those is not work. So that's why we need to build some like the holistic policy. And but we don't need to rush on those things. Just since you ask, is there interest? I just want to share. In the past, actually, we have a lot of discussing, and we do have interest. We know there's the bigger space to improve. Yeah.
Yeah. I think, Don, you mentioned the other case we have where the preloading, right? And we don't want GC to kick in and take away the new images. So maybe I think we should collect the use cases and that will help drive design. Yeah.
Another good use case is aggressively prune old tags from one of the images. Like if image has many tags, like you can aggressively prune older ones because likely to only grow like forward.
Yeah. If folks are using latest, then they'll have a bunch of tags. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Definitely, there are interest and user requests for this. So Kubelet would be a great place to accumulate this logic because Kubelet knows more about images at runtime.
Yeah. Totally. Awesome. Okay. Well, we can follow up in 4 months then and see what we can come up with.
Okay.
Thanks.
Next one, I wanted to highlight this change happening in this PR. So PR is about recursive read-only. And interesting part here is introduction of this field or like API for runtime handler features. I wanted to highlight it here because it's kind of hidden beyond, like hidden in this enhancement, that proposal to have discoverability of new features in runtime. I would love more people to comment on this and express opinions, like how, if there is something not working today in how we discover features, or like you have some ideas what else needs to be discovered through this API, please comment here. So, I mean, this PR, like, I don't want CAP to suddenly introduce a new pattern that we wouldn't work for other CAPs. So I want to highlight that.
We need pattern to discovery, but it also can be connected with discussion what we had last week about like C groups driver and our configuration discovery for runtimes and kubelet. But it should be generic solution.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of. And this one seemed a little strange. And so I think maybe we need to figure out what the unified approach is for this kind of discovery.
Okay, so please comment on this cap, or maybe we can have a separate issue if needed.
Mhm.
Next one is strict. I think it happened, maybe.
Yeah, I think it's
Okay.
done.
And Francesco, do you want to talk about this?
Yes. So I think it will be quick. It's a question. It's a question for us because I don't have the knowledge. So basically, there is this user asking about an API and what API should return, and that prompts me to ask. And I already did to some of you, so bear with me. Okay, so those endpoints, those kubelet endpoints, third-party components which are not part of Kubernetes, they can query them, and which kind of guarantees API-wise they will get, because the public-facing API has guarantees and compatibility and everything. But in order to answer to this very question, I would like to clarify first myself and then maybe for everyone, which are those guarantees? I mean, what the user should legitimately expect by that. And this is why I'm asking this forum, because I don't know how to find this information. So if this document somewhere, I'm happy to read and do my homework. Thanks.
Well, the way we discussed this long time back, and it's open to change. So,
okay.
But we first have this. We do have the document, but the document also revamped so many times. So I don't know where those new document it is. But initially, we want those parts. It is internal API for the Kubernetes component to consume only, and not for public. It's not a public API. It's not active.
Okay.
That's our thoughts. The reasons we cannot guarantee. And the second one is originally even like the SIG auth security actually have the concern, even don't want to there's the long debate. We deprecate that API and how to register, how to authenticate who can view that API. So there's the security concern. So we never really enhance those. And so that's kind of so we end up kind of a little bit limbo state. It's kind of internal API and for debuggability and also for the internal component to consume, we find another way. So we didn't provide any guarantee.
Thank you. This helps a lot. So I guess that the answer to this issue will be for this user will be, okay, I mean, best effort. So it works for you. It works up until it lasts and no guarantees.
But we open to proposal. People say want to make that is the like the external API, but not today.
Okay.
It's not our priority at this moment also.
I understand. Thank you very much. That helps a lot. Thank you.
Francesco, to this topic, what guarantee do we have for pod resources, for instance?
Pod resources API is different because it's also a bit different because it's stable and it has could be documented probably better. And but okay, let's bring up. That's a very fair question, and I think we in that case we have and we want to have stronger guarantees, and we totally should keep this conversation going, probably offline. But yes, we should keep this conversation. Yes, thanks for noting it down.
Because I understand that it may be affected by the same problem when pods are about to be gone or kubelet just restarted, and I'm not sure what kind of guarantees this API will have. Like, will we return 404 on right after kubelet restarted, or will we return something? I'm 404 and not like gRPC, right? So it's like not 404.
I see your point. I agree with you. I think that the comment I think I can make now is that the fields and let's say the syntax and the contract of the API, that's regulated, that's part of GA process. The semantics could use some clarification. I'm not sure how to express that, but you totally have a point here.
So do you want to take it offline and like just discover it?
Absolutely, absolutely. Thank you for raising this.
Paka?
Hello. This issue is opened by Dims, and there are some CI feeders, and some of them I don't. I have just go through them and listed those reasons or some update, and I do not know some. For some CI, I don't know how to dig into that because there's no extra information. For example, there are some Node E2E features aborted for 2 days hung. I'm not sure how to look into that. And,
Yeah,
maybe can go through.
We can get them into CI group tomorrow. Like typically I mean, we don't have too many people working on CI improvements, so we take one job at a time ish. But yeah, Jim's raising these issues, and which is helping as well. So I would suggest we discuss it on tomorrow meeting. I don't know if you have more context for this. And yeah, maybe we can advertise like on Wednesdays we have meetings the same time where we look at test failures and also doing bug triage. So if you're interested in some ongoing activities like ongoing triage, like please join there. Do you want to go in details into specific issues, or you just wanted to highlight the problem?
Okay, maybe we can talk it tomorrow.
But I do heard one potential problem. I might be totally wrong, but based on all the experience I had to look at those CS, so sometimes it's those issues caused by underneath infrastructure, sometimes, and but there's no signal for people, right? Don't have access to the underneath infrastructure to help triage. I think that Paco's earlier question, he mentioned that he even don't know how to help. He tried to help. So that might be the things that maybe we can say, okay, I don't know. Honestly, we didn't solve that problem back then. And a lot of time it's just people have access to the underneath infrastructure, have to stay on top and give the signal. And so that's why filter some issues for people, or maybe there's the automated way to signal those things. So used to be test infrastructure actually give some signal, so then we know. So I don't know. I just show some idea here because he just reminded me what he said. Just reminded me. It's just hard for people to help if you don't have access to internal. I mean, underneath infrastructure.
Yes.
Yeah. We can. We have infra on call as well. So Kubernetes infra on call can be helpful. Maybe we can pin there. Okay. I can look at this issue and try to help as well.
Thanks.
Okay. What's next? Oh, I forgot this topic. So the reason all our meetings in CI group was like CI group at this meeting in sidecars was created on personal calendars, and I wanted to get the shared calendar going as per instructions for all the SIGs. So I created this shared calendar, and I suggest we move this meeting into the shared calendar. If there are any objections, please let us know. Otherwise, we may you may see some different some updates in how calendar invites are set up.
Thanks. Okay.
Okay. Is that any other topics? Okay, then have a good rest of the day. Bye. Bye-bye.
Thanks. Bye.